It wants to play. It wants to go. It wants to take off. This is a flying machine. Alright, here we go. See you in a few. Okay guys, today we have that beautiful Streetfighter V2. First time on that Streetfighter. It's a hell of a bike. Everybody's telling me it's like really like a monster on steroid. So we're gonna be testing that. But beautiful, I love the line. I'm sure we're gonna have a more aggressive position on it. But first thing first, let's turn the baby on. There we go. Let's get on it. Alright, so tiptoeing on each side. I mean, I can flat one foot, the other one is I'm on the toes. So we'll go over the spec later when I come back to see, you know, what's the seat height on that, but can definitely see more aggressive position, right? Really leaning forward. You are leaning on your wrist. Peg are pretty high, so you have your knees gonna be bent, but the tank shape is like cut perfectly. Like you're gonna embrace that tank on each side of it. So hopefully it's gonna give you a good control and good position. All right, boys, let's get to it. First gear, off we go. Remember, it's cold today. Tires are cold. The brakes needs to wake up. So yeah, way more forward. I feel like I'm sitting on a white horse. Yeah, I feel like I'm ready for my 8 seconds of fame riding that bull or that Mustang. Well, the horse, not the car. So throttle very responsive. I'm in sports mode again, so that throttle is going to be very twitchy but very precise. Do we have a quick shifter? We do have a quick shifter, up and down. So again, position aggressive, but it's not as extreme as you could be on a, you know, the Panigale V4 or V2 on the Panigale anyway, because you have that wider handlebar on that Streetfighter, so it comes slightly higher. And if you're lucky enough to be tall like me and have long arms, it's not an extreme position. Let's open up a little bit, that bad boy. Yeah, this will propulse you to a different stratosphere if you really get crazy with the throttle. Again, the gearbox very soft, very smooth, very precise. The engine brake is impressive actually. I might have forgot to adjust my mirror here. Alright, let's do the right side. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. So yeah, aggressive but not that bad of a position. Like I say, my legs are pretty bent, but my knees just lay naturally on the tank, so it's actually very comfortable, and you can really use your legs when you squeeze the tank as a leverage to release some of the weight and pressure you can put on your wrist. So you play a little bit with that, and you can find a decent and comfortable position. Yeah, you're feeling like you are on a flying machine because of that position, my head is almost above the handlebar, so you feel like there's nothing underneath you. And that TFT display is very down below right there, so it doesn't obstruct your view. It's easy to see what's in front of you. Hey boys, good luck today with the cold. You guys are courageous men. So super nimble, very incisive, very precise. And again, those roundabouts are really giving you a, yeah, oh yeah, it wants to play, it wants to go, it wants to take off. This is a flying machine. So you don't have the winglets that you have on the V4, but that's what prevents you from taking off into the air. But you gotta love that V-twin, right? One of the latest model of the V2 before the transition for the V4. I'm still a die-hard fan of the V2. That's what made Ducati so famous, so enjoyable. Zig, zag, zig. This is a sport bike, but in a more subtle way, as far as the position, as far as the power. It's not outrageous power like the V4 can have, but still, that V2 got plenty. And that throttle will put a smile on your face as soon as you're gonna open up. So, aggressive but comfy position at the same time. I don't know how they managed to do that, but you did it, Ducati. Yeah, that wide handlebar give you full control of the machine. You can put it exactly where you want to. It's very precise. I like the sound of that engine. It's just roaring. Like I said, you feel like you're on a white beast. So white horse, white bull, dragon, whatever your fantasy animal is, you're riding it. And this is a real definition of riding, because you are on the top of it. You're feeling like you're holding the horn, right? And you're ready to go for a joyride. But the V2, I would say, is more civilized, less brutal than the V4, so that's why it will appeal to a lot of people that don't want to scare themselves or don't have the skills, the riding skills yet to go on the V4. So this is plenty of power, but being gentle if you want to. It really adapts to your style of riding, right? You can really go, 40 miles an hour, easy, enjoy the view, and just being relaxed and having fun. Or you can really, open it up, push it in the red zone, and give yourself some thrill and speed sensation. So of course, Streetfighter, no windscreen, no protection whatsoever, but because of that position, you're leaning against the wind. So when you're at certain speed, right, not at low speed, but certain speed, the wind is going to play in your favor and is going to help you to stay upright. So you're going to be able to kind of almost rest against the wind. So I won't say this is a city bike, but again, I think it's civilized enough that you can really handle it properly in a city environment. Again, if you're tall enough to touch the ground, you're not gonna get any trouble at a red light or losing any balance at low speed. So maybe because it's cold, it doesn't like to be in a low RPM. But I think it's the character of the engine. You need to rev it up, right? That's where it lives. That's where it lives for, close from that red line over there. I would say that V2 is more demanding as far as it needs to come alive, and in order to do that, you need to give some gas. The friction zone on the lever is it's a little bit far, but you got to get used to it. I do think that bike have some versatility as far as being able to go for a ride, go on the back roads, go on a track, because it's very sporty, but again civilized at the same time. All right, by the ocean. No, I mean by the lake. Streetfighter V2. It's a thing of beauty, definitely. The design from the tank to the tail light, the way they completely open up the back of it. Okay, there's two openings right there. They give you a better aerodynamics for the bike. Like I said, the seat is wide enough to give you some comfort, very narrow in the middle, and you get the control back with the tank when you squeeze it with your knees. This is a stock, plate holder. I would say 99% of people will just get rid of that and put a tail tidy, so it will have even a cleaner line, cleaner look to it. We got beautiful wheels right there. We got double disc Brembo brakes, so top-notch equipment. It's very well designed, very well thought. We got a rear shock that's been placed on the side of the bike, which give you a very unique character and offer more room for the exhaust pipe right there that's being coiled right underneath the seat. So in weather like this, that will keep you warm. When it's 100 degrees out there, you might not enjoy it as well. Beautiful design from the headlight. It says that it's been inspired by the Joker, that you can see somewhere as far as the eyes and the smile. So a very naughty, clowny look to it, but I think it looks phenomenal. A small air intake on each side over there. No, they did a really great job. So it's not a full fairing, obviously. It's not the Panigale, right? But they put enough so it reminds you and give the character of a sports bike. And I like the alternate, the gray, the black, and the red. It gives almost like an Iron Man suit kind of look, which personally I like a lot. I like also the fact that how they put that TFT display a little down low right there, so when you sit on it and you look down, you have a natural look at it. If that will be higher on the handlebar somewhere, that probably gonna look odd, but I think it's well integrated with the headlight. Steering damper on it, that will make sure you have a smooth sailing on there and help you, guiding the bike properly. What I'm forgetting, I think like I said, we'll go over the specs. So you can have a passenger, will she or he be comfortable on it? That's very subjective. I will let that opinion to everybody to decide if they want to take a ride. Not a lot of room, so you won't have somebody on a smaller size. So all right, let's go get riding it, because that's the most enjoyable part of the review. It's riding this motorcycle. So who that bike would be for? Good question, you'll say. Because of the sporty character, I will say if it's somebody that wants maybe to own a sport bike but is not confident enough or don't have the experience or the skills to go on a Panigale, I think this V2 Streetfighter, being a naked bike, it's the perfect intermediate level between, I would say, a monster and a Panigale. A lot of people say it's like it's a monster on steroid, to quote Cody that just told me that, and I tend to agree with him. It's designed the same way. You have a beast of an engine. It's made to attack the road, but at the same time it's comfy enough so you can enjoy your ride and not break your back or your neck after 30 minutes of riding. Also more affordable than the Panigale, so it's more budget friendly if you want to go in that category of bike. Like I said, not bad when you're downtown. Not the ideal, being, you know, under 2000 RPM. You're welcome, sir. You know, we ride bikes, but we stay civilized. Again, DUCATTITUDE, low biting rider. It makes a whole difference. Nice Jeep. Nice balance to it, actually. You know, it's very easy to stay balanced on it. I haven't put my foot down yet. There we go. So again, well designed, great piece of engineering. That's what Ducati thrives with, right? Is designing, for me it's like piece of jewelry with sporty character and an Italian flair and a sex appeal. That's my definition of Ducati's bike, and that one fit perfectly that definition. It's sexy, it's got very appealing lights, aggressive but curvy at the same time. Those designers, man, in Italy, they know what they're doing. And in synergy with mechanical aspect of the bike and the engine, everything comes at once, and it's a beautiful thing. The way you feel the engine vibrating, it just makes you want to open up. I think it's just it's whispering to you, like, you know, just come on, push it, open up, because I just want to go. We're gonna stay civilized, but you see what I mean, right? It's right there if you want to, and then every turn, every twist you're gonna give, your smile is gonna get wider and wider. So you gotta be careful, you gotta restrain yourself, because it's addictive. Hey, but it's very addictive. The brakes are phenomenal. Double disc and Brembo brakes, cannot bet any better than that. You know, I like to think that used properly, speed is also a good safety feature. If you find yourself in a tricky situation, in a quarter of a turn of the throttle, you can get out of the situation, get out of the way, and put yourself in a more secure environment, be in a safer place. So an engine that is very responsive like that, in addition to an awesome pair of brakes, makes you move in a very unusual way compared to other more you know, regular bikes. Yeah, it will stop on a dime. And again, 2 fingers is plenty to get that beast to come to a stop. So let's talk about heat. Maybe because it's a little bit colder today, I do not really feel any heat bothering my thighs or my knees. I think it's also well designed as far as dispersing the heat around the bike. Again, you have no issue whatsoever when you're riding. It's usually when you stop at the light and you're static like that you will feel some heat wave coming up. But lucky enough, I mean, we're at 201, 203 Fahrenheit temperature, and I'm not suffering at all from any heat coming up. And I do dig the position, actually. Like I say, I used to own the Gerald 1260, so that one is a little bit more forward. Yeah, this is a time machine. It will just teleport you to a different place in time. Alright, let's be careful here. Got the semi truck. Dude, alright, this is not safe at all. This is not safe at all. Alright, keep your eyes open, people. Other people will do dumb things. And if you're on two wheels not paying attention, you might pay the price. So please be cautious, be careful, be aware. That's the state of mind that riding motorcycle should put you in. Being focused but having all your sense open, right, to make sure you're not getting surprised by anybody and try to anticipate everything that might happen around you. Yeah, this is a beast. Just makes you want to go and go more and more. I really love the downshift and the engine braking. That's one of my favorite characteristic of the Ducati bikes. That engine braking is just almost having like a natural brake working for you when you downshift or just let that throttle go. I really like that, especially when you're in mountains and twisty environment. It's easy just to play with the engine braking instead of pressing the brake lever all the time. So well, okay, this comes with practice. So for more experienced people, you can definitely use the engine braking to your advantage. New riders, you have to practice and learn how to go about it. But it's really a good skills to learn. So would I go on a 2, 3, 4 hours ride on this? Surprisingly, I would say yes, because I could see myself going for a long time without being tired. It's not as demanding, it's not as physically exhausting. Again, I got long arms, a long torso, so I don't have to do a lot of effort to reach the handlebar. And they're coming a little bit towards you anyway, so they give you that perfect range where you can reach the bars, not being overstretched. Oh, some little pop coming out. There we go. So I can only imagine if you put a Terminioni or a Krapovic exhaust on that, it would be like a symphony. It will just sing and music to your ears. Yeah, I really like the way it handles. So like I mentioned earlier, you have that feeling being on a wild beast, but it's actually really civilized, and it really responds well to your command. If you're gentle and smooth with it, that's the kind of response you're gonna have. If you're more aggressive, physical, it will definitely mirror that temperament, and we'll let you know. Man, those brakes are amazing. It's so good to know that you can really stop on a dime if you want to. Alright, go ahead, man, go ahead. I'm not here to race. Ah, good job, buddy, good job. That's awesome, and it's on camera. Try to drag race in the street and run a red light. And that's a red flag on my behavior chart. That dude is not a DUC'ATTITUDE person, for sure. So back to what I was saying. It's very nice to know that you have that power, but also that stopping power, because it allows you to really get wide and open up and be aggressive when you want to, but you know that in a heartbeat you can put an end to it in a very safe way. So I really like that dual aspect. Let's turn around here. Alright, decent radius. Again, I'm not the best at U-turn, but if you take your time, lean a little bit, they give you a really decent turning radius. I like how it's so precise. It really feels like you have a high level, a high quality tool in your hands, because that's what it is. It's been designed and engineered for performance, and you can feel that right off the bat. And you don't need to be a GP rider, a GP pilot, to understand that this is pure performance material right there. So for that's why it will appeal to a lot of different people, because it could be approachable, it could be affordable, it could be manageable, but at the same time, if you're an avid rider with high skills, this is a great toy to have in your hand, because it will be responsive to every command you're gonna give it. Yeah, they really knock it out of the park with the entire design of this bike. I like how they black out the whole handlebar. It goes well with the front fork, and all the small details, you know, it looks like a small piece of carbon, even if it's plastic, so it blends well with everything. The shock, the monoshock on the side, I think that's genius. So this bike is definitely geared towards performance, but in a very manageable way. Yeah, this thing just wants to go. So the fun comes in the highest RPM. That's where you're really starting to have that smile on your face. And obviously, the more you're gonna open and push it, the more fun you're gonna get. Again, without necessarily scaring you to death. It's very responsive to the command that you're gonna give. And I really like that, because a lot of people can really relate and feel like they're in control of that bike. Even if it's way more horsepower than they need, or they don't feel like it's the type of bike that they want to ride, go try it. You will see it is not that intimidating at all. It really actually feels great. But you know what? Just like every superhero, with great power come great responsibilities. So make sure you ride to the level of your own skills. You ride your ride, and you stay safe at all time. And if you do, you will have great joy riding that bike, because it will answer every wish you're gonna be able to make. It will grant them all. So if you guys looking for a more sporty bike but don't want to go necessarily go to the extreme and get a Panigale, go try that Streetfighter. It will give you the sensation of the Panigale. It will have all the pros of the Panigale without the disadvantage, which mainly will be the position. That could be very demanding. This is a great compromise, guys. The fun with no fear and comfortable enough. Hey guys, welcome back again. I know, can't help it. At DUCATi Streetfighter with Mr. Cody. How are you doing today?
Sir. Fantastic. We love to have you every time.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I always, well, you know, feel like I'm part of the family, and that feels good. So today we have a jewel. We got a beauty, thing of a beauty, which is that Streetfighter V2. Can you give us a few specs about it as far as, you know, power, torque, and that kind of stuff?
Of course. So a jewel is adequately described for sure. So the V2, it's 955 cc's. It's 155 horsepower. I mean, it's 75 foot-pounds of torque. It's got a little bit of everything, and it's still comfortable. You're upright. It's great.
It is. It is. So I just came back from the test ride, so I can attest to that. Is for me, it's the perfect compromise. I don't know if you agree, but between the Panigale and the Monster, I think you told me that was a Monster on steroid, right?
Correct.
Right?
I think that's an apt description. So I was a Monster truther. I love that bike so much. It's my favorite bikes ever. And then riding this so much recently, it's like you said, a perfect hybrid. You get the Panigale power, you get the race bike feel. However, you're so comfortable and you can still low speed it. It's great.
I was so surprised. I was apprehending getting on it. I'm gonna be hunchback. It's gonna be uncomfortable, and I'm gonna scare myself. No, it's full of compromise. It's sporty and performance, but comfort and smooth as well. Yes. So I really loved it. I was very, very surprised, and I see myself, you know, riding for hours on that thing actually. So
yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah, power is here when you need it, but it really adapts to your own skills. You can go easy and, you know, 40 miles an hour, but you can open up if you want to as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
it's going to be there. It's going to be responsive. Last question: what would you say that bike is mainly for?
I think the V2 is a perfect bike for someone who's wanting to, maybe if they've been riding a lot and they want to take things a little more serious, and they want to have a little bit more fun, they want to experience a little bit more, branch out, and it's also the perfect place to be if you're not quite sure you want to make the jump to a V4.
I agree.
Either whether it's price-wise or performance-wise, if you want to have a perfect middle ground, I think the V2 is a perfect place to be.
I think you nailed it. For somebody that, you know, lurking and looking at the V4, say, it's the dream bike, but not feeling comfortable, don't have the skills, or just starting, I think this is the perfect middle range, perfect compromise. Mm-hmm. You will have the sporty and performance aspect, but still comfy, and you know, you're not going to scare yourself too much on that.
Correct. And I find a lot of people interacting with customers here is they're almost shy. They're like, oh, I'm going to get the V4. It's the best. It's the top of the mountain. I have to be there. But really, realistically, you don't. The V2 is a perfect place to be, and you will be happy. I promise.
I think so. I mean, and again, that V2, that, you know, twin cylinder, that's what makes Ducati so famous, mm-hmm. and so enjoyable. And I'm sad to see the V2 going and be replaced by the V4. But hey, we have to move with our time, and those new bikes are incredible. But really enjoy that one for sure. So I think you test rode that as well, right?
As much as I can.
Yeah.
Even if I can push someone towards a test ride, I'll hop on this bike 10 times out of 10. It's
a good excuse. I
yes.
like that. All right, Cody. Thanks for your time, buddy. It was nice to have your input on that, and we'll see you guys in the next video for the next test ride. Make sure to wrap up. Be safe.